This year, there are 3 players who have established themselves as regular first-round picks the first time in their careers: Elly De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, and Paul Skeens, with Tarek Skubal frequently joining them as well. I'm Erik Halterman of RotoWire.com, and in this video, I'll share 6 players who I think have the best shot to make the same jump next season, starting with Jackson Chourio, who's already going in the early second round in drafts this year, a few spots ahead of where Elly De La Cruz was going last season. Chourio's truly an elite prospect, peaking as the number 2 or 3 prospect on most top 100s, and he already showed signs of being a 5-tool superstar. He hit 275 with the 2020 season as a 20-year-old rookie last year, and he's already showing improvements. He really actually wasn't that good in the first half of last year with a 678 OPS. That jumped to 914 after the break. So somebody was supposed to be great, already trending in the right direction. Would not be surprising at all if he's a mid-first round pick or better in next year's drafts. Up next, Jazz Chisholm, who's sitting in the mid-second round in 15-team leagues this year, a few spots after Chourio. Chisholm is a very talented player with a very fantasy-friendly game. He's got power, he's got speed, he just has some injury issues. He played in a career-high 147 games last year, though, and reached 24 homers and 40 steals. He also cut his strikeout rate to a career-best 24.5%. If we see a similar performance this year, and crucially, if Chisholm stays healthy, I think he sits as a late first-rounder or better in 2026. If you're enjoying this video, hit that like and subscribe button to get more videos like this one in your feed. And if you're hating this video, that's what the comment section's for. Also, head on over to rotowire.com/try for free access to the site to check out rankings, articles, tools, and more. No credit card required. Back to the names, we've got James Wood, who's going around pick 50 right now. He is a massive man, 6'7", just like Elly De La Cruz, and there are a lot of similarities. He's not a threat to steal 60 bases like Elly, but he stole 14 in 79 games as a rookie last year, so a 30 steal season should not be too hard for James Wood to manage. And at the plate, he hits the ball very hard, just like you'd expect for a man his size, and he also strikes out a lot, just like you'd expect for a man his size. But he did manage to keep that strikeout rate just under 30% as a rookie, rather than just over 30% as it had often been in the minors. He also hits way too many grounders, which is a problem that Elly De La Cruz had as well as a rookie, although Elly De La Cruz made significant cuts in year 2, so if Wood can do that, if he shows growth in his ability to hit for contact and his ability to lift the ball, he's already got everything else, so he could become the sort of 5-category superstar who belongs not just in the late first round, but even earlier than that. Our last hitter today, Lawrence Butler, is going about a round after James Wood and was nowhere near the same tier of prospect, but he took big steps forward after an early season demotion last year and now belongs in this conversation, I think. If you take his numbers from after he returned from his demotion in mid-June and prorate them over 600 plate appearances, you get a 291 average with 36 homers and 27 steals. For comparison, Francisco Lindor last year hit 273 with 33 and 29. Bobby Witt hit 332 with 32 and 31. So that's the sort of range. Those are first-round picks that Lawrence Butler showed he was capable of performing like over about 3.5 months. If he does that over 6 months this season, and now we have a year and a half of Lawrence Butler performing like a first-round pick, I think he's going to be drafted in the first round next year or very close to it. A couple pitchers who I think have a chance of making the same jump. Garrett Crochet is the number 1 guy here. He looked at like the best pitcher in baseball through the end of June last year, had a 3.02 ERA, an 0.93 whip. The ERA estimators were even better. They were in the low 2s because he had a 35% strikeout rate to go with a 5% walk rate. Only 3 pitchers, Jack Flaherty, Chris Sale, and Tyler Glasnow, were even within 5 points in strikeout minus walk rate over those first 3 months. Crochet's second half wasn't quite the same. He was babied by the White Sox because this was his first year as a starter following several years as a reliever as well as Tommy John surgery. White Sox didn't want to send him well past any reasonable innings total, but this year Crochet should be fully unleashed with the Red Sox, where he'll also have a much better shot at winning games. If Crochet's health holds up and is able to throw 180 innings or so and he performs quite similarly to how he did last year, I think he's going to be the second or third starter off the board next year at worst. Not bad for somebody currently going in the 3rd round of 15-team leagues. The last guy on our list is going a good deal after the rest of them, and that is Roki Sasaki, who you can typically find right around pick 100 in a lot of leagues right now. He's much more of a wild card. He's got incredible stuff. He struck out 19 batters in a perfect game over in Japan as a 20-year-old back in 2022. In 2023, he averaged 98.8 miles per hour on his fastball, helped into a 39% strikeout rate and a 1.78 ERA. Problem here is he is trending down. He lost 2 ticks on his fastball last year. His ERA rose, although only to 2.35. His strikeout rate plummeted, although was still an excellent 29%. He's got some durability issues as well. He's topped out at 20 starts, and in the past he had been recommended for Tommy John surgery and chose not to undergo it. I think it turned out that he didn't necessarily need it, but his health track record is not good. But this year, if the health cooperates and that velocity ticks back up, if he's sitting 98 again, Roki Sasaki could easily produce the same sort of numbers which allowed Paul Skeens to jump all the way up to being the SP1 this year after just 23 starts. That'll do it for today's video. Remember, head on over to rotowire.com/try for free access to the site.